Hello and welcome. This is a review of October 16th, Monday's trade review, as well as the best setups of the day. So I wanted to start off by, as per usual, just going over the trades I took and kind of the recurring themes that I'm seeing with my trading and the overall flaws. So I think just very straightforward, the biggest issue I'm seeing is this dissonance between my own analysis and planning and how I actually execute and take the trade. There always seems to be this bridge between the actual plan versus the trade, and it's the title of this video, that being a great analyst and being able to say, well, these are important levels, these are areas that I'm looking for, blah blah blah. That Sure, that's cool, but if you can't actually formulate an actionable plan and turn it into something where you can firmly and objectively identify where you want to be trading on what areas of the chart, then it's no good. And that very simply is the issue I'm facing here, particularly on this day. So yeah, the moral of the story is, look, execution is always going to be better than whatever vision or analysis you have. So let's start off. First off, we're in this pretty strong buying continuation, and then it tapers to this white channel. But the thing is, we break out of this white channel here. So that's kind of my cue to be like, well, let's be careful of what's going on. And let's try and be a little bit more discernful and patient, because this right here, this green candle is not the best right shoulder liquidity, left shoulder liquidity for me to take my right shoulder. That's just not that great. This, if you want to enter at the best possible IHS, inverse head and shoulder, this is your best left shoulder. This is your best head, and it should be breaking that orange tapered and forming the right shoulder there. That's a beautiful setup, So that's where I have to start, is like, where is the best setup? And that's what I charted. However, when I started seeing, this bar defending and then the break of this red bar, and who cares that it broke out of this white channel? It's still, look how strong this bull trend is, double bottom, we have the support here. It's totally okay. We're gonna win. And that's where you start to get lazy. You start to get lazy because you think, oh my God, bulls are making so much money. I just need to close my eyes and buy anywhere, and I'm gonna make money. And how embarrassing would it be to lose on a day like this, right? And it's like, that is a terrible mindset, because you should be steadfast, you should be loyal and disciplined in only taking those best setups. And this was not a best setup. Using this as my right shoulder and not even waiting for any sort of significant break, like, this was what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a significant break, a retest down, and then a continuation. But not even waiting for that. I mean, there was nothing here. Like, look where I entered. Oh my God, sorry, let me clean this up just very quickly. So look where I entered, green circle. So it closes here on this bull doji, and then it breaks up, and I remember clearly that candle spiking, and I'm just like, boom, enter long. Even though I was like, I could look for a setup around here, but it's not good. There's nothing good about that entry. And immediately, the moment this reverses, it puts in that rejection, and it forms that larger, very clear, very clear right shoulder. Look, head, right shoulder, left shoulder. I'll put it in a different color for my own sake as well as your sake, so it's easier to see, right? Then it's like, oh man, I'm on the wrong side. I'm out. So that's the thing, is the lesson learned is, where are the best setups? How are you planning on executing those best setups? And you need to remain patient and disciplined and focused and loyal to only take those best setups. And even though this was a half-ass setup, it doesn't even have the most utmost basic break and retest confirmation. It's like, oh, it's a dual doji. I'm sure I can find some sort of excuse, some sort of confirmation bias to work my way in. And that is where I fail as a trader and in this trade. Yeah. Next one. Let's see. Yeah. So this is the same story of me. So let's just a brief return to this. I buy here, and I kind of buy at the formation of this head. Sorry. the formation of this head where this green circle is, it's just a bear flag, right? And this is the bear move, the flag, and that's how I get caught in the pullback, right at the top of the pullback, because there was no right shoulder. So it's like, all right, moving forward, I need to be disciplined in waiting for the right shoulder. That's the theme. Be disciplined in waiting for the right shoulder. That is my system. That is my edge. So for this, what do? We're at the bottom of this red channel, and there's a big bar, and this is the same thing, right? Look, it's the exact same mistake where you see the singular candle, that's my left shoulder, and then all this just congestion is my right shoulder. Where is the best left shoulder here? This is clearly the best place to put your the best place for the left shoulder, which is therefore the best place to put your right shoulder. Where does it line up? It lines up with a strong liquidity zone. It lines up beautifully with this tapered algo. So the stars align on that setup. It's a great setup to take. There's nothing wrong with it. However, if you're saying, this one candle was the right shoulder, and these dojis here are building liquidity, even though, strong upward rejection, strong upward rejection, strong upward rejection. So what am I doing? Buying again on the fourth move up. So all the people who bought up here failed. So when I go up, what do I think is going to happen? Am I the special one? Like that's the mentality I have with my trading these days, is like I'm the special one that says, oh, look, it's gone up 4 times, 1, 2, 3. Well, this time it's going to work. I'm going to be the lucky guy. And when this is the case, when it's just unclear, it moves up, rejecting, you stay out. There's no need to be putting a trade in here. No trade, no loss, no structure, no trade, no patience, no trade. There's just nothing there for you. I think it's just, look, this is one of those trades where you're forcing your will. You're not allowing the best structures to play out. You're not allowing, where is the best right shoulder? Here it is. So if it doesn't reach that level, this level here, then what are you doing trading before that? You need to respect your levels. You need to respect your plans, your areas where you want to take trade. This is not respecting the market. When you call this a left shoulder and you want to get in here just because you feel like it, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, and you're like, oh, well, this time it's going to work. When you do that, you don't respect yourself. You don't respect the market. You don't respect what the price is telling you. And that's where you fail, and that's where you hope trade and impulse trade. So yeah. All right, what's next on the chopping block here? Yeah, this one was okay. I had planned for this one pretty diligently. I had the head here. I charted this one out quite some time in advance, and I had the left shoulder here. And I said, if we get a microstructure potentially breaking out of this tapered red channel, head, left shoulder, break of the first red taper channel, break of the first red taper channel, and then we retest it, forming that right shoulder, giving me a microstructure. I said, hey, this has good risk to reward, because I know that if we break out of this taper channel, and there's a chance, we have a very good chance that we'll get a nice move down, because easy way up, easy way down. My risk is only this one bear candle. So look, great risk reward. And I take the trade, comes down right to that red channel, and it stops me out just about break even. Maybe like a 3-tick loss or something, 4-tick loss. And hey, it is what it is. I think it was managed okay. I can't complain. So yeah. I shouldn't call that break even. It was like I think it was about 3 ticks. So what? That's like a 25% of my usual loss, which is about 12 ticks. Or wait, sorry, no, that's terrible math, isn't it? No, it's correct. So this is the final trade, and this is one of those trades where you're like, God damn, like I saw the moves, I had lost the trades earlier, I was not doing well, and I was like, dude, I just want to make some money. I just want to make that money back. And that's when you start to do stupid stuff, because when the market goes like this and chops and does absolutely nothing, unless you're like, an amazing range trader, which is not me and not how I want to trade. I would never want to be in this sort of thing. And then the market goes like this and then like this, right? That's when you're like, okay, I have to sit out of this. There's absolutely no reason for me to be thinking, well, after such a strong move and a strong bull leg, what makes me think we're going to go break the highs of the day? No, it's just with this as well, and we're back to this zone, and we're chopping around again. Why am I going to be the one to win this? It's like the charts are telling you to stay out, and I normally when I see this stuff, I always walk away because I know to. And I know that the probabilities are not in my favor, and I know that my strategy is not favorable when the market looks like this. So I know to stay out. But what beats that? Well, oh man, I took some losses. I can make that back in one trade. Come on, give me the chance. Where is my small chance that will break higher day and I'll make a ton of money? Blah, blah, blah. So initially, I was going to enter here, and look, I would have made money on this channel here. However, I wanted to see this level. Let me see if that actually will chart. I wanted to see this level here of support. See how it's resistance here. I wanted to see it break, form a proper support, and then continue higher. And it didn't. So when it came up, and then I was like, oh man, I missed it. It's okay. And then I saw this sort of controlled selling here, right? Very like relaxed, choppy selling down. And I was like, oh, I can enter there on this breakout. And look what happens. I buy right at the high when the structure completes, even though it's just a chop. It's not worth sitting in. There shouldn't be anything there. And I get stopped out. And yeah, that's that. Obviously, the last trade, it's more of just like a emotional thing, I think, than much else. But anyways, let's see what's up with the setups today. This is another one of the A+ setups. So really a not so awesome day, but it's not the worst because the market gave you this really nice setup right in the morning. So what happened? We gap up. So we create this and we gap up above all this liquidity here from the previous day. So boom, strong gap up, and we start holding our own here, and we wedge, boom, 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 and we create a tighter and tighter structure here. And then right on this strong breakout of the wedge, then you have an entry. Then you have a potential good structural entry because it's high probability because of the gap up, the wedge forming the bull flag. Then you have a strong series of bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breaking us out, and boom, you can get in with tight risk and a good risk reward setup. Good trade management. And then we start forming these same teal controlled selling within these larger white tapers. So this first setup, we have I'm going to draw this in green. Oh, it already is green. So we have the head here, left shoulder, and then we break out of that tapered white, retest, and then we put in the support bars here. This is forming our right shoulder. And you can buy there on the breakout at the break and retest of the tapered same white controlled selling. Next setup is we start to form what looks to be a really nice head and shoulders pattern. So we notice some tapering here, and we eventually break out of this orange channel, and we begin to wedge again. We hug it. I'm sure you've all seen this before, where we break one of these channels, and then it hugs it in a very like controlled manner. And then we finally put in this strong rejection candle, and there's this sort of controlled buying here. And you have this, not only on this do we hug this channel, but we hug this channel to build liquidity to form this right shoulder, retesting here and retesting here, finding that same resistance level, right? So it's perfectly balanced, right? And that's beautiful. And you can enter right there, right on that rejection. And you also have this microstructure here, right? Head, left shoulder. Let me draw that smaller. So a microstructure on the right shoulder, meaning head, left shoulder, right shoulder, right? So then we continue down, we break down and we hold the bottom of these tapered channels and we get this. And even though, look, it breaks this and, oh, you could short. But do you really want to be shorting here when the way the market goes towards that